Hey, hey, hey. Happy New Year. You know what? This year, we mean business. So I put on my business attire because we are going to do it big this year. No resolutions, lifestyle changes, 24K lifestyle changes. So we're not going to go out like suckers. Let me tell you something. Did you know that by week 2, today's day 7, so by this time next week, most people, when I say most, the majority, that's over 50% of people who have set New Year's resolutions have already failed and quit. Subsequently, more importantly, did you know that at the end of the year, what percentage would you guess? What percent would you guess actually complete their New Year resolution, to complete their goals or their resolutions for the year? Just type into the chat. Give me a percent. What percent do you think, if you know that over half fail in the first 2 weeks, what percent actually accomplish what they set out to accomplish? I think you're going to be surprised at the number. I think you're going to be surprised, but I want you to tell me, go in the chat, tell me what percent you think. Now, while you're doing that, I want to welcome you. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Derek Gant, the author of the 24K Life Code. It is a book that I wrote about how and what tools I use on a regular, consistent basis in order to elevate my life. Now, you know, I am a money manager, so I manage resources for other people, okay? So by saying that, what I'm saying to you is that I know after 30 years the difference between winners and people who don't. I won't call you a loser, but let's just be honest. If you're not first, you're last. That is a Ricky Bobby quote. If you're not first, you're last. I kind of operate that way. I'm an ex-competitor. I am still competitive in life. And this year, I am challenging you to be a part of the winning team. What percentage of people that set New Year's resolutions actually finish them by the end of the year? Type it in the chat. Tell me where you're from. I want to know where you're from. Just tell me what state you're from and tell me what percentage of people that set New Year's resolutions actually accomplish them. Make sure you say hello. We have several people on. Make sure you drop it down so that we can understand where you're from, who we're talking to, and what we're doing. Now, some of you, we're going live on Mr. Sean Mahone. What's up, man? 3%, Toledo, Ohio. Mr. Malone, the man that helps the kids be great. I know who you are, kind sir. I want to help the kids be great. Matter of fact, I have some books for your younger kids that were given to me. I want to give to you because I don't run around too many kids, thank God. But anyway, he says 3%. It's a little higher. I'm going to let some other people cheat. It's a little higher. It's a little higher. But 3 is a good number. I would have guessed 3. And let me tell you why I would have guessed. I actually would have guessed 2%. And I would be wrong. But let me tell you why. Because what percentage of the population in the world has the majority of the wealth? It's 2%. So I would think those statistics would follow, but they don't. They're a little bit higher. So we're going to talk about how to be consistent this year. So let me tell you about last year. The end of last year, we started a 75-day challenge. We let people go 30 days, 60 days, or 75 days on a challenge. Everybody that signed up for the 30 days ended up staying for the 75 days. They did so amazingly well, they stayed for the 75 days. And so at the end of the 75 days, everyone that stayed had hit their goals. And let me tell you about what we did in this challenge. So what we did was we said, hey, in the challenge, you have to get in a certain amount of steps. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Fatten. I'm so glad that you're here. So we started this challenge, and you had to read 20 minutes a day. I'm sorry, 15 minutes a day. You had to meditate 20 minutes a day, either meditate, prayer, or just quiet time, 20 minutes a day. You had to exercise at least 5 out of the 7 days you had to get some exercise in. Hey, we're asking everybody where you're from. And we also are asking you what percent of people, let me back up. Over 50% of people that set New Year's resolutions fail, they quit, they throw in the towel by the second week of the year. So the question is, we don't care about the people who quit. We want to know what percentage of the people made it. So I want you to tell us where you're from, and I want you to tell us what percent of people honor their New Year's resolutions and they meet their goals by the end of the 12 months. Okay. What percent do you think? Mr. Mahone said 3%. I like his number. I would have picked 2.5, but I like his number. It's a good number. And I see the logic, and I just explained that logic a little bit ago. But during this challenge, what we found out was the biggest asset. Okay, so let me finish. So you had to read 15 minutes. You had to pray, meditate, or be in silence for 20 minutes a day. You had to exercise 13, and 8. You guys are getting close. You're getting close. You're really close. We had to walk a certain number of steps. Now, I didn't tell people how many steps. You just had to make sure it was competitive for you, that was going to improve your life. You had to exercise for 30 minutes. You had to raise your heart rate for 30 minutes. That could be a walk. It could be whatever you need it to be, but we wanted you to raise your heart rate for 30 minutes. You had to, do we have water in there? No, we didn't have water in there. You had to follow a diet. So whatever your diet was, you had to follow it. Some people did no sugar. Fatten said 10%. I'm gonna wait a little bit and let more people jump on to answer that question. But I'm gonna tell you, you guys are really close. All of you are really close. So here's the point. When we finished this 75-day challenge, and the people started with 30, most of the 30s went 75. Some people went 60 because it was close to the holidays, so they had some trips to Costa Rica and some other spots. So they jumped off because they wanted to make sure that they could do what they needed to do while they were there. But most of the people went 75. And here's what they found out. Number one, they figured out that with support, with accountability, with the group, they could do it. With the group, they could do it. With alone, they tended to drop the ball. They tended to lose sight. Dave McGee, Big Daddy Dave. So I'm telling you what the challenge is, Dave, because you're in. Because all the Bowling Green Falcon fellas on the crew were in last time. And everybody but your lazy ass, I won't call him lazy, your trifling ass brother, everybody but your trifling ass brother was in full tilt. So we got to get you and we got to get your brother in. And we need, Tara's here. Tara, I didn't think you were going to be here. I didn't think you could make the 6, so I didn't think you could make the 7, but I'm glad that you're here. So, Tara, the question becomes, here's the question. Over 50% of people, and I'm going to give you the answer after this one. We're going to let Tara throw her 2 cents in, then I'm going to give you all the answer. Over 50% of the people that set a New Year's resolutions quit, throw in the towel. They quit, they stop, they give up, they're losers. I'm sorry, I'm going too far. Within the first 2 weeks of the year, okay? First 2 weeks of the year, they quit. The question is, what percent make it to the end of the year? What percent accomplish what they laid out to do? And some of them may have accomplished it early, so it may not have been the full 12 months. They may not have needed the full 12 months. So, Tara, we're going to wait on you to answer us. What percent do you think made it? We have Mr. Mahone at 3. We have Michael Lee at 8. We have Coach Dawn at 13. Angela at 10. Mr. McGee at 15. Angela Sherns at 18. Angela, you must be a bleeding heart. You must give people way too much credit, because if half of them fail in the first 2 weeks, I can guarantee you there ain't nowhere near 20% by the end of the year. And Salee, Mr. Albert Salee, Dave, Albert was in the challenge as well. We had a great time. Hey, if you were in the challenge, and I just named a whole bunch of people that's already on that were in the challenge, let everybody know, give hearts if you thought the challenge helped your life. Tara said 10. Tara, somebody already said 10. Pick another number, Tara. Just pick one lower. Just pick one lower so you could be the winner. That's all. So the answer is 9. 9% of people who set resolutions, set goals in the beginning of the year for the new year actually finish. So Coach Dawn gave some heart. She's saying that it helped her. And I'll tell you what, for every one that was in the challenge, what they found out about themselves at the end of the challenge was something different than when they started. Let me give you an example. I thought that the steps were, there you go, Tara. Tara's the winner, 9%. Good job, Tara. I thought the steps was going to be the hardest challenge for me. Let me tell you why. Before we started the challenge, I went and took a look at my steps on my Apple Watch, and I had never tracked it before. I mean, it was tracking it. I never looked, never cared to look. I didn't really care because I work out regularly, so I didn't care about my actual steps. I was getting in 1,800 steps a day. 1,800. Now, there's people, if you want to know what steps are, there's a lot of people, their goal is 10,000 steps, and I was getting 2. Let's just round up to 2,000. I was getting 2,000 a day. So I set my goal for steps for those 75 days at 5,000. And so I thought that was going to be the hardest part of the challenge for me. And so what I found out was that wasn't the hard part. It was something I didn't expect to be the hard part was the hard part. And so everybody found out, like some people found out that reading was incredibly beneficial to their life. And here's why. Did you know, and this is not a quiz for everybody, so we're not going to ask you to guess again, but did you know that the average person reads less than 2 books a year? They really don't read 1 book a year. That is crazy. That's because you're on Snapchat. That's because you're on TikTok. That's because you're on Facebook. So, Angela, did you benefit from the challenge? Because only Coach Dawn and Tara gave hearts. Salee, did you benefit from the challenge? And I'm not strong-arming you, but we've all talked about how much this improved the quality of your existence, just having a community of people that to be accountable with once a week, knowing, like, here's the other thing. We started posting our workouts in the challenge. Angela had 10,000 steps as her challenge, and there was a few times, I know one time she had 19,000 steps. Mr. Bishop, you didn't know that. You didn't know that about the books, or you didn't know that about the resolutions. But I'm glad you're here no matter what you knew or didn't know. And I hope you stay around for a little bit because we have some interesting things we want to talk about. So understand that you might think this is the thing, the limiting thought that's holding you back. But once you get into it, you figure out it's something else. You know, you figure out that you benefit a different way. So Angela said every challenge. So Angela's done several of our challenges. She says for every one of them, she's walked away. Angela, I still need the hearts. I'm sorry. I'm childish that way. I need the hearts. I need the hearts. Salee, need the hearts. McGee, you didn't do the challenge, so I don't need any hearts from you. I do want a thumbs up, though, if you're going to be in this 75-day challenge. And here's the thing. I went to my Bowling Green Falcon brothers from college, and I begged all of them. Actually, I kind of guilted them into joining us because, you know, most of them, there's one of them that's white. The others are all black, and we die first. If you look at society and you look, hi, Wanda, how are you? If you look at society and see who dies first, it's always the black male, right? It just is. So don't aid society along by dying because you're not working out, because you're not taking care of yourself. So Dave McGee, we need you in the challenge, but let's talk about consistently unlocking your 24K life because that's what we're here for. So let's use Miss Parker as an example. Wanda Parker, who hails from Toledo, only has one flaw. She only has one known flaw. She's a Cleveland Brown fan. That's the only flaw I know. She's a Bowling Green Falcon, and maybe that's why she likes the Cleveland Browns because the color scheme's the same. But, you know, that's her only flaw. But let's use her as an example. When Wanda retired from her job, and I don't know, I'm assuming she worked there 25, 30 plus years. She also was an avid bowler, and so avid that she's a professional, right? She's a professional bowler. So when she retired, she knew that in order to get better, she wanted or needed to work on her game. But now she had more time to work on her game. She hired a coach. She's so good, she's had some sponsors. And so what I'm trying to share with you is that what we want to do, what you have to do, is you have to figure out what is the thing or two that you need. And every one of you, you know what it is. If you say, I don't know what I need to live the life of my dreams, you're bullshitting, you're lying, you're not telling the truth, or you just are so blocked by the noise that you've never given it some real thought. You need to consistently look and see. So I should have Coach Dawn on here behind the scenes so that I can have her share with you how she picks her word for the year. But I'm going to tell you how I pick my word for the year. And my word for the year is consistency. It is consistency. So I know what to do, right? Let's say, for instance, I want to lose weight. I know what to do. Let's say I want to make more money. I know what to do. Let's say I want to be a better communicator. I know what to do. The problem is consistently doing it. Miss Parker, if you don't practice on a regular, consistent basis, specifically on the things that you know you need improvement on, will you continue to be an amazing bowler? That's the question. I want you to answer that here for everybody else, because there's not very many pros on here. There's some pros on here, but they're not pro at anything good, right? They're pros at kind of being good. And we want to be 24K this year. It's 2024K. It's for those of you, she's on Facebook. For those of you that can't see her answer because you're on Instagram or you're on YouTube, she said, no, it's impossible. So here's what we need to do. So I was just talking, we had our little private meeting at 6 o'clock to our private coaching community. And we have a private accountability coaching community. You can join it. We'll talk about it a little bit later. I was just talking to Angela's daughter. Her daughter, Grace. Angela, what year is Grace? Is she a sophomore or is she a junior? I think she's a sophomore, but she's playing JV basketball and she's dressing on the varsity team, and she gets in on some varsity also. And she was elated that she made the varsity. But what I was explaining to her is the necessity of practice. Because when I played sports in high school, I didn't practice. Now I went to practice because the coach makes you go to practice, but I didn't try hard. I was naturally gifted. David McGee says, I'm in, heart healthy. My man, I love it. Thank you, David. I'm glad that you're in. We have a lot of fun and we still talk trash. We talk trash even though we're getting healthy. We're going to do that on the challenge. And if you want to join the challenge, everybody's on here that hasn't been in the challenge, you want to, just put in the comments that I want in. Give me a thumbs up if you want in and you didn't do it before. Or if you've been in and you want to do it again and you haven't told me yet. I know Salih said he's back in. David Haynes said he's back in. McGee just said he's in. Salih texted me, said he was in. Angela said she was in. But here's the thing. You play like you practice. And so what happens to you, what happens to me is that, Tara, you're back in? Is that a thumbs up? Okay. Oh, Fatten's in? What? I love it. Okay, you all get a private email from me about the details. And we're going to start probably next Sunday. So we'll get a week. I'll send you the rules and the insights this week so that you know what to do next week. But so here's what happened. I was naturally gifted as an athlete in high school. I didn't have to practice. I was taller than everybody. I was stronger than everybody. I was bigger than everybody. And not everybody, but at least everybody on my squad. And so I was able to dominate. Even other teams were just naturally able to dominate. And I was sharing this with Grace. And I told Grace, this worked for me all the way up until the time that I got to college. And when I got to college, and everybody's a 5-star or not a 5-star athlete, everybody's a 4-star athlete. That means you're all even. That means everybody is the biggest, strongest, fastest, most dominant of their high school team. Now you're in college. But I took the mentality that I was so good, I didn't need to do all that extra bullshit the coach wanted us to do. And I suffered for 2 years until it clicked that I got to put in work. So here's what I'm saying to you. This is what I was saying about Wanda Parker, the bowler. Wanda, drop the link to your Instagram so I can share it with everybody so they can go check out your bowling prowess. You know what? Never mind, Wanda, because all you got on there is that Browns bullshit. But anyway, I'm a Steelers fan. In case you didn't know, in case you guys didn't know, it is what it is. I get you, Wanda. I get you. So here's what we want to do this year. This year, you want to identify 1 or 2 areas of your life that will escalate your success. If you put work into these 1 or 2 areas, you might have 5, but let's just pick 1 or 2 the entire year that you're going to be consistently working on. And so for me, as I was saying to you a little bit earlier, I wrote a book. I wrote about these things. I have a huge measure of success, but my success is nowhere near where I know it should be. So I stay in constant internal influx. I stay in constant turmoil internally because I know I should be here and I'm operating here. And I know I should. And so what I'm saying with you is that I sat down and I wrote all the words that I thought I needed to focus on as I move into this next level. Notice I didn't say next year, the next level. And so I wrote down manifest. I said, manifestation. I need to manifest. And then I stepped back and I said, that's not my word, because throughout the course of my life, I have manifested everything that I put my mind to. I mean, I got the really big house. I got the first house that we got that house. Then we leveled up to 10x on that house, and we got this huge mansion ass house. I had great friends and great relationships and make great money, and all the things that I put my mind to, I was able to do. But here's the problem. The problem was that I didn't do it consistently. So when I did it, I had to go all in, and I made myself sick. I was stressed out. And when I say made myself sick, I'm not talking about, hey, I was sick. No, I still take blood thinners to this day because I stressed out, created blood clots in my system. I didn't smoke. I wasn't taking super long flights. I wasn't driving a lot. They could not figure out to this day why I developed blood clots, but it was stress related. So now I want to be able to manifest consistently, but I already know how to manifest. I already know I can do it. The change is doing it consistently. So consistency is my word for myself this year. I need to be here with you consistently. Taking off three months and not being here is not consistent. Not calling new potential clients every day, not being consistent doesn't get me where I want to go. It gets me on a good path, but not where I want to be. So consistency is my word. So I challenge you to sit down and figure out those 1 or 2 areas that you can improve on. Just 1 or 2 areas that you can elevate your life on, and write it down. Set a goal. Maybe the goal is that you're going to revisit that word twice a day. Maybe it's 3 times a day. I was listening to this. I interviewed this guru last week on meditation guru. And I meditate once in the morning and every once in a while, once at night. So I get 2 20-minute sessions in, usually 1 for sure. The other one is hit or miss, maybe 2-3 times a week. And what they said was you got to do it 3 times a day. 3 times a day, morning, midday, and evening. And that helps you stay consistently focused on being quiet, hearing the voice of the Lord, understanding that you're making the right moves. And so I'm incorporating that. It doesn't have to be 20 minutes 3 times a day. It can be 10 minutes 3 times a day. It could be a 20, a 5, and a 15. But quieting yourself, avoiding all the noise. Mr. Mahone, you got so many responsibilities. I know you're doing some new things, some amazing things. Miss Parker, she said 29 and a half years is how long she worked. You deserve retirement. I know I'm over 30, but I love what I do, and I can't imagine doing anything else. So that's why we're here. Hey, Happy New Year, Kobe McDade. How are you? I love you with all my heart. I need purple hearts, Kobe. My sister turned 60. If I could drop the pictures from her birthday party that we went to in the Dominican Republic, you would be in love. I'm going to drop them on my Instagram maybe this week so that you guys can see it if you want to send that. Send me a signed copy of your book. Mr. McGee, I will. Here's the question, Mr. McGee. Hey, Salee, I told you I only had 1 copy of the original. I got 3 copies left. So this is Salee's hardback book. I changed the cover. So when I say, Dave, you want a signed copy, which one do you want? You want the new cover or you want this cover? The new cover does not have me on the cover. The new cover, I took my face off the new cover. But if you want one of these, you can get one. Nicole Royal, we have not heard from you all 2023. We need to hear from you. We did a challenge you need to be a part of. I don't know if I told you about the challenge, Nicole. Yeah, that's yours, Salee. Promise you. I think I already signed it. Yeah, I already signed it to make sure it was yours. But I got 2 more, Dave. So you got to tell me if you want a new one. Anybody else? I got 2 of the original covers. They're going to be vintage. You're going to want them. Got 2 of those left, but the new cover's coming. Doesn't have my image on it. Just says 24K Life Code. Is dope. It's hot, but it's not as hot as this one. Why did I change it? Marketing. It's all about marketing. You want more people to gravitate towards the message and not the person. So I took myself off. You haven't heard about the challenge. Nicole, I will send you a message about the challenge. We've already talked about it, so you can rewatch this, or I'll send you a message about it. You and Dave McGee got to understand the challenge. It is life-changing. Nicole, you were in our 7-day challenge before. You remember how good that was. This one's, though, 30. You get to pick. I'm in 30, 60, or 90 days. We're not doing 75. I let the cat out of the bag. And it's not really going to be 90 days. It's going to be till April 1st. And we already got 7 days in. Oh, you want the original cover? Okay, there they go. Those are the only two because I'm keeping one. I got a total of 3. Wanda, Salee, and I don't know if Dave McGee said he wants it or not, but if he wants it, he gets the last one. There's one more. So, hi, Anita Madison. How are you? Her business is killing it. So here's what I wanted to finish up with because we only do 30 minutes. I only want 30 minutes with you all, week in and week out. I want to drop some dimes on you and then let you go off into the week to accelerate. First of all, I'm dressed and G'd because I'm about my business this year. That comfy, cozy t-shirt thing? Over. Now, when I'm working by myself, comfy, cozy t-shirt. But when I'm with you, I want you to know it's all about business. So we're going to dress. We're going to dress for what we want. We want to hit home runs. We want to be our best, bring our best, and leave nothing to chance. I don't want you to misconstrue what I'm talking about. I want to dress and let you know that this is serious shit, right? If you really are sick of wringing your hands, being stuck living check to check, and I'm saying these things because people call me every week stuck. And I'm not talking about just anybody. I'm talking about 50, 60-year-olds. I got some 70-year-olds. They call me. I feel so bad for these grandmas that have had to live off their credit cards and now they can't pay the credit cards and they're stuck. We don't want that. We don't need that. Anita, we did some work together. You're killing the game now. I'm not saying it's all because of me, but I'm saying when you get some help and you start to line up, and she wasn't in debt. She started a new business. So we did some business coaching with her to get her where she needed to be, to get her focus right. And she is killing it. She's already got several contracts. Coach Dawn's already got several contracts. It's already a serious part of what she did last year. Thank you, Anita. She said she learned a lot for those of you that aren't on Facebook. Thank you, Anita. But here's what I want you to know. I want you to know that you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to. Anything that you put your mind and your heart and your hands to. Let's not get twisted with the secret. We can't get twisted with the secret. The secret is like, if I think it and I focus on it, it's going to come to me. The law of attraction. You forget about the law of action. See, they don't tell you about the 12 immutable laws of success. One of them is the law of attraction. The other one that you have to think about, that you have to know, that you have to implement, is the law of action. You have to take action consistently, because when you half-heartedly do something, your results are going to be half-hearted. That's why I only want you to pick 1 or 2 things that you're going to focus on this year. If you got a shitty relationship and you're married, let me tell you something. There's nothing out here for us unmarried people. If you have someone in your life, you need to reinvest. Get your own self together and then start focusing on your communication with that relationship. And it couldn't hurt you to get that money right. Call me. I'll get that. Tara said, amen. She's single. She know. Ain't nothing out here. It's hard. It's hard for a player out here. Tara's a player. It's hard for her. But let me tell you something. You attract what you put out. So here's the problem with the secret. If you're only focused on the law of attracting, you're attracting what you are. You're attracting who you are. So let's say you're an amazing person. Your core values are off the chart, but you don't work out. So you're not healthy. Okay? Or you're healthy sometimes and not other times. Or you communicate, but when you communicate, sometimes you communicate impeccably and sometimes you're not impeccable. You're going to attract that general vibe. Is called average. So you're amazing at your core values, you're average at your workouts, you're average at your communications, you might be excellent with your money, but your overall vibe is an 80. You're going to attract 80. And when 80 shows up to you, you go, I don't want that shit. I don't want that. I don't want 80. I need 95. See, that's what you do. So you don't realize that you're attracting the vibration of who you are. So forget about the law of attraction. I'm being serious. Forget about that. If you focus on the law of action, if you consistently take amazing action in a direction that makes you better, you cannot help but attract, because like attracts like. Birds of a feather fly together. I told somebody just yesterday, you're an eagle and you're expecting chickens to fly. ain't gonna happen. And I ain't saying I'm some guru. I'm not. That's as simple as it gets. You're an eagle. Crows can't fly with eagles. Crows will get on the back of an eagle's neck and they'll peck at them. And the eagle doesn't even say shit. The eagle says nothing. You know what the eagle does? Go Google this stuff for yourself if you don't believe me. You know what the eagle does? He just climbs higher and he climbs higher and he climbs so high that the crow passes out because the atmosphere gets low. The oxygen level gets low. The crow just passes out and falls back down. He goes, eagle, you don't have to go out there and defend yourself. Just keep moving aggressively forward. Keep moving aggressively forward. If you have not tuned into the vibe of today's society, the shady people are getting exposed. All the shade is coming to light. The shade about Black history, the shade about predators, all of the bull, the Israel, Palestine stuff, all the stuff is coming to light. So what am I saying? I'm saying that this is your season to wipe the slate clean and start taking consistent, positive actions that are for you. Stop looking at what other people are doing because they're lying. If you go on social media and you're scrolling, they're lying. Listen to me. I'm telling you this. I do public speaking engagements. The last one I did, I asked the crowd, how many pictures do you take before you pick the picture you post? I swear to God, I thought they were going to say 5, 10. They were saying 25, 40. They're lying to you. You think the people are out there living it and they're suffering just like everybody else. And they're manufacturing the fun. They're manufacturing the goodness. They're manufacturing excellence. And what happens when you manufacture stuff that's not real? It makes you fat. And when you're fat, your arteries are clogged. When your arteries are clogged, you have no energy. And when you have no energy, you see that? When you have no energy, you can't perform at a high level. And if you can't perform at a high level, you're average. Now, you may want to be average. We need average people. So I'm only here for the people that want to be excellent. That's why I'm here. I'm only here for the people that want to accelerate, that want to be amazing. Nita said a house of cards. It's exactly what it is. It's going to crumble. And so many things are crumbling. And you know what? Once you see it, keep moving. I don't pay attention to who's doing what. I really don't. Here's the thing I'll tell you. Swear to you, I'm looking for my phone. I think it was last year, all of 2023. It might have been part of 2022. I took the only social media I have on my telephone is Twitter and LinkedIn. And I don't even know why I have Twitter on there, but I got Twitter and LinkedIn. I took off Instagram. I took off Facebook. I took off TikTok. I took off everything. I have Snapchat on here, but I never go on there. I don't even know my login. Here's my point. You know how much more productive I become? Because now when I have time just to do nothing, you know what I do? I go to YouTube and find a motivational video, or I go somewhere and I'm reading my audio. I'm listening to an audiobook. So I'm not scrolling. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not saying you have to be productive 24/7. I'm not saying you should take it off. I'm saying that you should do whatever it takes by any means necessary to thrive in your season. And if you don't know this is your season, then you should probably get off right now and do something else. I mean, seriously, get off the live and do something else, because you don't need to be listening to people that are talking about elevating yourself. So with that, I'm done. Done for today. But I'll be back next Sunday at 7. I know what I wanted you to do. So darn it, I don't have it with me. I'm going to tell you. Go to write this number down. If you have pen and paper, please write this down. And if you don't, I'm going to post it so you can get it on one of my sites. Go write down 203. This is a phone number, 203-660-3956. I'm going to read it again. I'm going to try to create a little thing super quick. Let me see. Give me a second. 203 that's a 5. 660-3956. 3956. And what I want you to do is I want you to go there and I want you to text 24K Life. Go there and text 24K Life, and that will put you on our messaging system, and we will send you alerts. We will send you alerts about what we're doing, when we're doing it, and what you need to do in order to participate. So 24K Life. There you go. So if you text us, go to that number, text us. You will get notifications from us about our lives, about our challenge, about everything that we're doing this year. And my goal is to be that consistent go-to guy for you. I want to be the constant in your life. I want to be the constant in your life. Listen to me clearly. I've set our goals, okay, for our team. And we want to be the constant in your life. We want to consistently bring you amazing content that's going to help you improve your life. And for those of you that did the challenge, you see how I do it. For those of you that don't know, we do it on our mobile app. We constantly put information, our videos, our podcast. We want to be the constant. And if you have an issue that you're trying to overcome, we want to introduce you to our team. We have fitness coaches. We have life coaches. We have mindset coaches. We have business coach. We have a branding expert. We just did a full tilt expose workshop on a week ago this past Friday, where we did 3 hours on LinkedIn and YouTube for people to improve their life, not only financially, but in every other area. I thank you for staying. I pray over each and every one of you. If you believe or not, I am sending out prayer for you. Prayer is just positive vibes in a spiritual way. And if you don't know we're all spirit, then again, you probably shouldn't be here. I am praying for your businesses. I'm praying for your relationships. I'm praying for your lives. And most importantly, I'm praying for your money. Yeah, if you don't go get your money, if you don't get your expertise level up, and if you don't share it, let's say you already have it. If you're not sharing it or figuring out how to share it, you need to reach out. We have business coaches that will help you figure that part out. Go get your money, man. I'm Derek Gant. Be your best. Bring your best. Leave nothing to chance. Have a great week, everybody. Oh, we're going to play the theme song. We're going to play the theme song. Oh, that's not it.
Yeah, it's time to live your life. Derek Gant, show them how to take it to the highest height. Hey, this is more than financial advice. Show you how to take control. Time to get your money right. Money management, I know that we all need. Financial independence, yeah, it seems out of reach, but you can make it happen. Now it's time for some action, helping you with your finances. Yeah, we got a passion. Hey, ain't no limit. Now it's time to get it. You deserve to have a life how you want to live it. Secrets to success. Now it's time to get it right. Yeah, I'm talking all about that 24K life. Let's go. This the vibe. For real, I'm trying to tell you. Tell me if you ready to take it to the next level. Derek Gant, talking fitness and investment. Change your mindset and show you how it's all connected. Ain't no need to hesitate or delay. Only way to live life is a 24K. Hey, Derek Gant, let them know. Let's go.
Have an amazing year, everybody. An amazing year. I want you to be part of the 10%. We're just going to round up to 10%. That 9% that finishes what they started, our goal is to help you be the constant to make that happen. You got to know what you want. You got to know where you're going, and you got to know how you're going to get there. We can help you if you don't have a clue. Be well.